to, from here, from Georgia to New Jersey. So I'm going to let you give them the highlights of what you want to share.
All right, all right. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. First of all, I just want to thank you, Angie, for allowing me to be here on this platform with these beautiful, beautiful women, entrepreneurs. I mean, everyone is doing well and an awesome job here and is empowering each other. And I love it. I love it. And that's what we need in this time where we're at right now. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Trina E. Hooks. I am your purpose pusher coach who effectively deliver Christian women's leaders and wives to their next level of living by increasing their wellness of who they are in their purpose. It's a lot of us, a lot of people walking around, don't know who they are, and that's what I do. I am your speaker. I am a pastor. I am an apostle. I am a teacher. I am a sister. I am a mother. I am a wife. I wear a lot of hats, and I'm also a consultant and certified life coach. So I'm super excited to be here, and I'm super excited for you allowing me to be here at this particular time. I just want to share my screen real quick. I don't have a presentation because I didn't get a chance to do all of that.
That's fine.
But just really, really quick so you can see and get my information and write it down. Write it down. Again, I am the life coach, a lifestyle. I also do DIY. I also do the home decor also. So I'm a little multi-hat. Personal brand consulting, and that is my information. I am an author of the I Am Purpose book. I'm also an author of co-author of Marriage Chronicle book also. So all the information you can get on my website, www.trinaehooks.com. And I'm super excited. You can follow me on the social media platforms on Trina E. Hooks on all the social media platform. And then there is a link also I will be sharing that you can hit the link and get more information of who I am.
Yay.
So I'm super excited about that. And as for today, I want to discuss with you ladies about setting boundaries, destiny boundaries. And I love about this topic here of setting destiny boundaries. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to finish doing my presentation, but we're going to just talk. If you have a pen and paper, please make sure, go ahead and get your pen and paper, write down. For those who are great typers, could you type some information in the comment section for those who are not able to be able to write as quick as I talk on there. I'm super excited about it because in this time and the season and where we're at right now with the virus and all the stuff that's going on around the world of it, we have to learn how to set destiny boundaries. And if you don't learn this now, when you start going and doing things now, it's going to be like everyone is going to be pulling you from one way to the next way, and you're not going to know where you're at, not even in your home, not even at your workplace, in ministry, whatever you're doing. And it's really, really, really great to learn how to set destiny boundaries. Now, destiny boundaries is important because you want to be able to learn how to operate. You know who you are. For those who do know who they are, some people don't know who they are, don't know who their identity, don't know where they come from, don't know, even though they have a mother, they have a father, but they might not know them, but they don't know who they are. You know, I tell everybody it's very important to learn your identity because you're not your mother, you're not your father. You may be a part of them, but you are uniquely wonderful, made by God, and you're different. And just look at your fingerprint. No one has the same fingerprint as you. And I want you to put down in the comment section, I love interaction. So I am checking out the chat in the comment section, setting destiny boundaries, because it's very important that you set these. And I'm going to break it down really, really, really quick. And then I'm going to let Angie just take it away. So setting boundaries, what you do is when you're setting boundaries, I like to break it down. I like to give some definitions on here, and I'm going to be reading from my paper. So setting boundary, it means the place or type of surrounding something is positioning or where an event take place. I want you to put down setting boundaries. I want you to put down position, because when you are setting boundaries, you have to know your position. I'm going to say that again because I felt that through the Holy
Yes, but
Spirit.
I felt it in my spirit too. Girl, it was like, oh, yeah. No, come on with it and say it again, girl.
When you're setting boundaries, you have to know your position. That means knowing who you are. That means knowing your identity. That means knowing that, listen, I know my name is Trina. You cannot tell me no different. I know that the sun is yellow and you cannot tell me no different. You have to know who you are. So know your position. If you are a lawyer, know that you are a lawyer. If you are a teacher, know that you're a teacher. You have to know your position inside and out. Don't worry about the criteria that you have to have, the education that you have to have, all these documents that you have to have. Know who you are, who God called you to be, because God had called you uniquely and wonderful made. When he called you, he ordained you and gave you the papers and already in your purpose inside of you. You have a seed already in you. Yes, I'm a church girl, so y'all gonna get the Lord up
I
in
know. I was
here.
going to say, y'all better go on and say amen right
Y'all
now.
better get this. So in the
Yes.
midst of it all, you have to know your position. And your position is a particular way in which someone or something in place or arranged. That means your posture. You have to know the posture that which you're in. When you're in your home, what is your posture when you're home? What is your posture when you're at your job or running your business? Are you the CEO or you are just an associate? Who are you?
Girl.
I want you to know, because in order for you to set your boundaries, you have to know this. You have to know your position. You have to know who you are. Thank you for those who writing their notes right up in there.
Yes, I was going to say, thank y'all. Look, get it together. Appreciate it.
Because in the positioning of there, you're preparing your atmosphere. You're preparing the place where you're going. When you're setting, you're preparing. Somebody said, I'm setting and I'm preparing. Because where you're setting up, because you're setting up, you have to, let me just give you a scripture. Let me just give you a scripture. Jeremiah chapter 1. Those who know the word, but those who don't. It said, before I formed thee in thy belly, I knew thee. And before you had came forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained you be a prophet unto the nation. I need to let you know, before you even exist, when God thought about you, he had already placed a purpose in the atmosphere with your name on it. You have already been in position, and you have been placed on earth on a right timing. He placed you on earth on the right timing. And because he placed you on earth right time, I know that God did not want me to be born back in the day in slavery. I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. I would not made it. No. He knew the timing of your position. He knew when you was going to write the book. He knew that you were going to be a mother. He knew when you was going to say, I do. He even knew when you was going to sign those divorce decrees. He knew it. We have to know what position we are at now. Know the position where you're at. Own what the position that you are at. If you are a mother, be that mother that God called you to be. If you that teacher, be that teacher. Teach the children. Do what you need to do for that. Whatever position you play, be in position and know who you are. That's right, Monica. Own it. Own it. You have to own it. If you don't own it, how is some people are supposed to respect who you are?
Say it. Yes.
Because your posture also holds your attitude. We're still in the setting. This is the setting. Somebody say
get that
set up.
posture. Yes, set up, baby. Get that posture. Yes, get that posture.
Because in the setting of your posture, your attitude has to reflect where you're going to your altitude. Because if your attitude stink, you think you're going to grow in that? If your attitude is on this level and you want to get up here, you should be already saying, I'm already there. You should be already preparing yourself for to be right there. You should have been already in the books. You should have been already been around entrepreneurs that's in the position that you want to be in. Listen, I'm sorry. I tell her I don't have friends. I have more associates because listen, when God elevate, I got to go up. I got to be around the people who he want me to be around at that particular place and time because he's still setting it up.
Come on now.
I got to be in there. I got to be in there. This is all part of setting your destiny boundaries. knowing who you are. Knowing who you are, you have to know your purpose. You have to know who God called you to be. Your mother may be the doctor and your father may be the lawyer, but that's not who he called you to be. You might have went to college to be an accountant and turned out that's not even what you was called to do. I went for business administration, and I should have been a teacher. I should have been, because that's what I love to do.
Amen.
So don't worry about the degrees. Don't worry about all of that, because in the scripture of Jeremiah, verses 1-5, he already told you, I already ordained you. I already called you. I even put you in the position. You just have to what? Walk the position. Put that in the comment.
Walk the position. Come on,
Walk
Trina.
the position. So in the midst of it all, now I want to talk about the destiny part of it. So we did the setting part. The destiny part of it is that it's something to which a person or thing is destined for. It is a predetermined course of event, often held to be irrealistical power or agency, felt that the destiny would determine the future. Just in the scripture alone, you were predetermined. You were already predetermined. So your destiny is your purpose. Your destiny was already written out for you. It was already written out for you. You just have to follow the roadmap. You just have to follow the plan that God had placed you in. And let me tell you, when you are on that road, you're not going to be on that road with everybody else. Everybody you grew up with, even the family, your siblings that you grew up in the household, you are not going to be on that same road with them. It's going to be a narrow road. I'm not even on the same road with my husband. He has his destiny purpose that God gave him. He has to do his assignment that God has given him. And I have to do my assignment that God has given me. You have to know your calling. You have to know what the position that God has given you so you can walk in the calling on God's timing in the midst of it. This is all about your destiny. We're talking about destiny, which is your future. If you are not planning for your future, if you're not working and trying to get to the next level, what are you doing? Because you're wasting time. You need to be prepared and get yourself and your mind ready for the future. Get it together. As Francesca talk about the finances part. In order for you to get to the finances part, you got to get this together. We're gonna break all of this down.
Girl, break it down for us, girl. Break it down.
So in the midst of it all, it's saying predetermined, meaning that in the midst of it, it said predetermined, established or decided in advance. You have to make up your mind in advance that I'm accomplish the goals. I'm accomplish the purpose that God has given unto me. If God made me a wife, then I'm gonna be the best wife that I ever can be. If God made me a mother, I'm gonna be the best mother that I can be. I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna be the best one that I can be, because I know that He had made this out. He already knew what I was gonna do. So I'm going to continue to walk in that path that God has given unto me, because in the midst of it all, that you were being determined, you were what? Preordained. You were already foreordained. You were already prearranged, and you was already set up for the mission. You have to know how to walk into your calling. You have to know to say, listen, I am not going this way anymore. I'm not turning back. I'm going to walk forward. I know that I have a purpose. I know God didn't make me to come here just to sit here and funnel my thumbs. And He made me to do something on purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, definitely come and see us. Come and see us. In the midst of it all, we will help you with your purpose. Because we don't want you to be blindsided. Because in the midst of it, God said, Apostle Paul said, He doesn't want you to be ignorant. God did not create us to be ignorant. I'm sorry, but my grandbaby in the background, he just came in.
Oh, I was like, okay, let me get that. It's okay.
In the midst of it all, I'm hoping somebody come and get him. In the midst of it all, you gotta know in the midst of it all, I'm trying to get my thought again. You have to know who you are. And so because He had ordained you for this, you have to be able to know that I was predestined and set up for this preset. He ringing the doorbell. Preset for this. And so in the midst of it all, that's all right. Y'all can laugh. This is
I
where
know I
we
was going to say,
stop.
baby, it's all good. It's still a bless. That's right, Francesca. Blessed word, baby. Come on with it.
So in the midst of it all, you have to know, their setting part of it, that is preparing. You have to be preparing and set the atmosphere. Your destiny is your purpose, the purpose and plan that God has for you. You have to know your purpose. You have to know where God wants to take you at. Although you may not know every puzzle piece that he wants you to do, but if you start with the first piece, the first plan, the first idea he gave you, the first vision he gave you, and you work that vision right there, all the other doors that he has for you is going to open up for you. And it's going to be a puzzle piece. Another one is going to open up. Another one is going to open up. Everything is going to come together. I don't know about you, but I know I've been getting plenty of prophecies, and people are going to come up and confirm what God said about you. And you're going to know it because you know you wrote it in your journal. God done showed you already, and God told you what the assignment is. You just have to work it. Some people saying right now, listen, he told me to write a book, but I don't know where to start. Just start writing. What is God talking to you about? What are you good at? What are you happy about when you do it and you ain't got to think about it? You can do it in your sleep. Come on, figure out what your purpose is. God has given each and every one of you a purpose. There is a reason why you are on this earth, and it's time for you to know it and walk with it. Paul said in the midst of it, you will not be ignorant. God said, I don't want you to be a fool. He said, I called you and I've chosen you for an assignment. And your assignment is to live out on purpose. How do you live out on purpose? It's by trusting God and knowing that he opened up the door. Everybody, let me give you this. I want you to write this down. Everybody is not going to agree with your vision. They're not going to agree with you with your vision. Everybody's not going to walk with you with your vision. Some of your family members is going to turn their back. Some of your children is going to turn their back against you. But I guarantee you, if you trust the assignment, trust what God is saying about you, and work the plan that he gave you, all of this will come back together. They will come back together because they are not going to be able to understand the vision that God gave you. Don't expect them to. They're not going to be able to understand the vision. You're going to have some people come. I had even leaders come. When I had to step away from my job, the Lord told me, step away. It was time for you to leave. I thought I was going to retire there. I started so early in that job. I thought I was going to retire. I was like, oh, no, I'm going to be young. I'm going to retire beforehand time. I don't care if I don't get the money right away, but at least I have my benefit and pension and I'm on the money. It's 20 years for my pension and 25 years to get my health. I was there for 17 and a half, and he told me to leave it. Walked away with nothing. I left my job 2 years and probably and a half coming up. And August 31st will be 3 years. And God still sustained me.
Amen.
God has still got my kids in college. Everything that God has done. Let me tell you something. When you walk out on faith and you know that God has called you, I have leaders that call me and say, no, you're supposed to wait till another door open up. And this, no, I said, no, I know the voice of God for myself. This is when you spend time with him. You want to know your purpose? Spend time with God. You want to know the plans? Spend time with God. God's going to show you some visions. God's going to show you some dreams. God is going to even send people that don't even know you. Start blessing you. Start putting stuff in your bank account. Start blessing you with the resources that you need to live out on purpose. I'm telling you, I am a witness. I have my testimony. I have so many other testimonies. But I'm telling you, when you are ready to go and you accept the assignment for your destiny, watch the doors start open up. It may not be like everybody else's. Stop and trying to imitate everybody. Stop trying to be like everybody. You may got somebody that's doing something similar to what God told you to do over there. You do it the way you're supposed to do it because God had assigned people for you to listen to your voice. So I want you to put in the comment section, my voice has value. Ooh. My voice has value. With all of this permanent going on in this world right now, you have value. Whatever you're doing, even if you're just a house mom, working or entrepreneur, still working at 9 to 5, you still have value. And you have to know this is all about setting destiny boundaries. Because once you know that your voice has value, you can set the atmosphere. You can set everything will start lining up because your posture will change. You will no longer be like, I think I want a $25 raise. No, when you confident, no, I deserve a $25 raise. I know that I deserve this because I did X, Y, and Z. And even when everybody left, I was still there. And I came up with the ideas and I came up with the plans. I still worked it out. Even when you turned the door on me, I still did my job, even like it was nothing happening. When I came in the next day, I still said, good morning, how are you doing? Even though you were disrespectful, I still came to the work because I didn't do it for them. I did it for God. You got to understand, you're working unto God. You're working your purpose unto God. I don't know about you, but when you are doing what God tells you to do, he'll give you the strength when you are strengthless. He'll give you the power then when you need the power, when you need the strength. He'll give you the resources when you only have $1 in your name. He will have you stretch that dollar that them lights don't come off. He will have you do all of these things and make sure that he will prepare everything for you. All because you are setting destiny boundaries, what God tells you to do.
Yes, you better come on. That's a word right there.
So in the midst of it all, now you got the setting. Now you got the destiny part. Now we're going to talk about the boundaries part. So in the boundaries part, somebody put, we're talking about boundaries now. Boundaries. So boundary is a line that marks the limits of an area, a divided line, a limit of a subject or a sphere of activity. That means a border, a frontum, a partition. I want you to understand that there is boundaries in everything that you do. And if you don't set those boundaries, people are going to take advantage of you. Even the gift that you have. I know I'm very prophetic. I know who God called me. People will try to take advantage of the prophetic. People will try to take advantage because you are a pastor. People will try, I'm a coach also, and the coach is my business. And people will try to take advantage of it and say, well, you're a pastor, you shouldn't try. No, this is my business. So you have to learn how to set boundaries. Put that limit, put that border up there. Because when you are firm, even in your prices, even in what you're doing, you're firm. When you tell your child, don't touch this, or no, you can't buy this, and you're firm with that, they know when you're playing and they know when you're not playing. They know not to take you to that level because all you got to do is give it a look. And there it is.
And there it is.
Set the boundaries. Because in the boundaries, when you set the boundaries, there's limits. Somebody write down limits because we're about to break the limits down right now.
Ooh.
We're in the boundaries. As you set in your boundaries, so you setting limits. Limits are the point, the edge, or line beyond who something ends, may not go, or is not allowed. So now that you got the definition of limit, let's break it down. There's 3 different boundaries that I want you to keep in mind of. I hope we might have time. We might not have time to go through all of it, but I'm just want to give it to you. So number 1, in the boundaries of the limit, you want to know that there is borders. Somebody write number 1, borders. In the borders, now this is about to get good. This is about to get real good.
Get it, Gary, look.
So in the borders, it said which are an external limits to your territories. So the borders, which are external limits territories, which that is your physical and body traits. Your borders is your outside traits. This is what people physically can touch and see. And so in the limits, you have to have borders around it. So borders meaning that you can't allow everybody to touch you. I know as a pastor, I can't allow everybody to touch me. I can't allow everybody to speak into my life. Certain things you have to cut off.
Right.
You have to set boundaries. Even now in your job, sometimes you have to set boundaries like, hold up now, I know you the boss and I know you the manager, but we all going to respect one another,
right,
and our tone and the way we talk to each other and keep the boundaries. You have to have the boundaries. So number 1 is the boundaries of the physical and body traits. And that is a part form of your outer edge of something, setting and being a part of. Then this is related. I'm trying to read my notes, excuse me. Relating to and existing and your outside traits. So in the midst of it, of your borders, you have to know that this is part of your physical trait. This is part of your body traits. So anything that affects you on your outer trait everyone is going to show. I want you to understand this. Anything that affects you is going to show on your body. So remember, we talked about attitude. We talked about your posture. This is your outer trait. This is your physical and body trait. This is part of your border. So you have to set borders of what people can do, what people can say, what people can who can come to your home, who can't come to your home, who can drive you around, who can do certain things. You have to set these boundaries on there, because you have too many people. You got to understand, just like Jesus in the midst of it all, when he went away to pray, I'm like, in the midst of it, he had his 12 disciples with him. But when he didn't take all of them at one time, he took 3 with him. You have to know, even in your inner circle, who you can take in the inner place with you. And because I can't take everybody in the inner place with me, I can't take everybody certain places to my home. Certain people can't come to my home. It's boundaries. Oh no, you haven't did the test yet. You haven't done all. I can't have you around my husband like that. I can't have you around my children like that. Not yet.
Y'all better get it and write it down and catch it, baby.
Come on now, you have to set these boundaries. This is your physical atmosphere of it. These are your physical traits. And your physical traits is who you're going to have in your face. Who do you allow in your face in that personal atmosphere? Even when people come and approach you in the physical realm, if your posture ain't right, they're going to approach you anyway, any type of way. If you don't know your value, they're going to be like, hey, I know you make flyers. I know you do this. You know what? Could you do this for me? And I'm just going to give you $10. Oh no, I do flyers. This is how much I charge for flyers from here. I don't mind helping. I don't mind doing this, but this is what it is. Know your value. Because if you start letting people degrade you, that's all they're going to keep doing. They're going to, let me tell you what they do. They're going to bypass you when they need somebody else to pay the big bucks. Oh, I know that you're a pastor. I know you're a speaker. I know you're a teacher. Oh, I know you on Facebook. Could you come and do this over here? But they got somebody else that got a well-known name, and they're going to pay for that person, but they don't want to pay for you. Know your value. There's things that I had to turn down. I said no. Because if certain things are not taking place, I'm not. I know my value. I know what God is doing. I know how God changes the atmosphere. I know my worth. Somebody say, I know my worth. I know my worth. You have to know your worth. In order for you to set your boundaries, you have to know your worth. How to know your boundaries and in your physical traits is getting to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you're going to let people step all over you. And we don't want that. You have to know how to let people, the certain people that you trust in and certain people that like, nope, you got to sit right there on that side. You can't let everybody in. That's right, Evelyn. That's right, Maria. Boundaries. You got to know your worth. So number one was borders. Number one was borders, and number 2 is boundaries. And so number 2 in your limits, it said the boundaries are which holds our internal limits. And in your internal limits, this is what's inside. Now, I want y'all to get this. This is the internal part. We learned about the external part. Now this is the internal part. The internal limits are determined by the quantity, the set, the mark, the drawer, the boundaries, or something. That means this part is your mind. I've seen a survey, Angela, that you have put out there. And I've seen that everybody, the majority said the mind.
They did.
And let me tell you something. In order for you to get to the next level, in order for you to even know who you are, you got to get your mind together. And so this is in an internal part. This is somewhere where your heart is at. This is where your mind is at. This is what you're thinking about. This is what you're meditating on it. This is where you love so hard at. This is where everything takes place. Your mind, which is your mental status, and your spiritual limits. So these borders for number 2 is your mind, mental, and spiritual limits. These are the limits of one personal space, including physical, because it actually shows out into the physical realm. So if your mind is not together, and what people say, if you catch me on an off day, that's because your mind, you didn't transform your mind, you didn't renew your mind, you didn't get your life. You ain't snatch yourself.
Bring it under control, baby. That's right. Get it together.
And you react out to people, oh, because you ain't get yourself together. Your mind was all over the place. And so we have to learn how to set these boundaries. We have to learn that now in your mind and spiritual, there's your character, there's your identity, there's your thoughts, there's your passions that's there. If your mind and your character and everything is not into play, how are you going to set boundaries and borders? See, there's a difference in boundaries and borders. Borders, you got people on the outside of you. Boundaries, you got people internal, inside. They made it into your heart. Your trust.
That's good.
What you trust, who you trust. So when that person that was in your boundaries did something to betray you, it even hurts even more.
Absolutely.
Deeper, because you let them inside. You trust them. This is where either you can go up or you can be still. And then this part is, if you've been raped, molestation, you've been going through abuse, you've been divorced, you've been going through all these things, your mind can take over you that you don't want on your physical side. I don't want nobody touching me. I don't trust anybody. I don't want nobody, you know what, although I remarried, you know, I still don't trust him, even though it wasn't him that did it to me, but I don't trust him because I didn't get healed, because my mind has not been restored. My mind has not been peace yet. See, there's a difference, boundaries and borders. You letting people externally on the outside, and you letting people internal. And when people internal get to you on a negative side of it, you have to go through the transformation. You have to go through the healing process. You have to go through to getting your breakthrough in the midst of it. This is all part setting boundaries. You have to make up your mind that you want the healing. You got to make up your mind that you want that breakthrough, and you're not going to allow this to go to the next generation. Because if you don't get your healing, and if you don't get your breakthrough, you don't get this mind tuned up. As I tell my membership group, you have to get your mind tuned up. If you don't get this mind tuned up, it passes down to generation. And when it passes down to generation, they're going to go through the same thing what you went through, but probably even worse, because you didn't handle what you needed to handle. To heal from. I don't know why I'm going here, but I don't know if it's someone on here that needed to hear that. Get your healing. Stay in your mind that I am getting my healing. Go see a therapist. Go see a counselor. There's nothing wrong with getting the help that you need to get your breakthrough. You can't set these boundaries if you can't get your healing.
That's good.
You have to get it. You have to get the breakthrough. So if you're fired up and you're ready to go, and you're like, listen, my mind is good. I'm tuned in. I am toned up. I can set these boundaries. I know the difference of boundaries, and I know the difference of bounders. And I know that when, no matter what happened, I know where I'm at in the place of this. So then the next one is number 3 is barriers. So the third one is barriers. I ain't gonna go too all into this, because that one is like, you know, I can go really deep on that one. So barriers is what something that holds spiritual limits, your maturity, formation, structure, as like a mountain or a wall that prevents passage or access. Come on, somebody put barriers, prevent passage or access. I need you to understand this, because you're going to have all 3 of these: borders, boundaries, and barriers. And barriers, you have to learn not to let people have passage and access to you. You have to put people in their places. You have to let people know that in the fact of anything and everything that you're going through, that they can't break those borders and boundaries that you set up. If you set these tools up, and you place these things where they need to be at, they cannot have access to you. That person that betrayed you, that person that hurted you, that person that did these things to you, you already set things in order that I'm no longer allowing them to have access to them, because I prevented it. So when that scent of cologne comes through, I'm like, I'm healed from that. When that person's voice you hear and nope, I'm healed from that. But if it still triggers you, you still need healing.
That's good.
So you have to learn how to set up barriers. Somebody write that. I'm learning how to set up barriers. You have to learn how to set up barriers. You have to learn about yourself. Y'all know, everybody know what will tick you off right now. One thing I can say right here, if you mothers, if somebody touch my child, it's on.
It's on and popping, baby.
It's on and popping. You know your triggers. So you know you got to set your barriers like, okay, Lord, I need you to come on. I need your peace. I need you. All this that's happening right now in the world right now.
Yes.
It is time to set barriers. Who right now is going to start setting barriers? You have to set barriers. You have to set barriers in your home. You have to set barriers in your finances. You have to set barriers on your businesses. You have to set barriers even in the ministry. You have to set barriers. Let me tell you something. I had to learn how to balance home, ministry, business, family, outside family. How to learn how to balance it all, because my phone will ring off the hook. My husband will be like, you on the phone again? Like, seriously, when it's me time? Children like, oh my goodness, when we gonna have family time? Well, I'm handling ministry right now. I'm handling it. No, I had to learn how to set balance in the house, home, finance, everything. You had to balance your checkbook. You got to balance home. If your home ain't balanced, how are you going to balance your checkbook? If your home ain't balanced, how are you going to go to work and try to dictate to somebody else and you can't even do it in your own home?
Oh, that's good.
You have to learn how to set boundaries, borders, and barriers. You need to learn who to put in what place. You have the external, the internal, and you have the spiritual, physical side of it, which is your mental part of it. So that is anything that's serving to obstruct passage or to separate, such as a fence or a gate. You need to know who needs to be on the outside of that gate. You need to know that these people cannot come into your home. They cannot come to your jobs like that. They cannot pick up your phone. You know how everybody wants your personal cell number? No, you can't have my personal cell number. There's my business number right there. You have to learn this. That's right, Mary. Balance your life. You have to learn this. So in the midst of your setting your boundaries, why you have to set boundaries, because God said he is not an author of confusion. And if you don't set boundaries, you're going to be running all over the place. And the checks are not balancing. The children are haywire. Husband, you don't know what he doing because you are too busy at the church. You're too busy at the job, too busy working your business. You're too busy doing all these other places, and you wander around, they out and about.
That's a word right there.
We have to learn how to set boundaries. And how to set boundaries, I'm going to give you a firm scripture, a familiar scripture that we all know. So Habakkuk 2:1-2. I'm going to teach you how to set some boundaries. Remember the game that we played when we were young? Everybody was young. Don't act like y'all wasn't young before. Y'all ain't played no games. Ready, set, go. I want you to use those three things. Ready, set, go. In Habakkuk, when you're setting your boundaries, the first thing that I want you to do is prepare your mind. And Habakkuk said, write the vision. When you are getting ready, you have to prepare yourself. So in order for you to prepare yourself, I'm just breaking the scripture down what God say. You got to get ready. Write the vision. 2, you got to get set. And in order to get set, he said in Habakkuk, you got to make it plain. Now you got to draw up the blueprint. That everybody, you got to draw the picture that everybody will be able to understand. So when you are setting it, you're setting the boundaries in your home. You know what you and your spouse, or if it's just you and your children, who can't come in here, how you want your house. You know the structure of who cleaning this and who's doing that and who's doing the lawn and who's doing this and stuff like that. Set those boundaries. In your businesses, you know that, hey, I'm going to stick with my business hours. My business hours is 10 to 2 or 10 to 4. I'm sitting with that because when my husband get home, I want to make sure he got some food. I want to make sure I can be lovey-dovey. I can make sure, because I'm setting these boundaries. I'm making sure that, listen, I did all my phone calls, my chitty-chitty chat, all that out the way. So when he walked through that door, it's all about me and him. You have to set those boundaries. With your children, set those boundaries. Don't be using daddy versus mommy and mommy versus daddy. Oh, we're going to talk that together. Oh, what did your mother say? What did your father say? We need to come in communication with this. We need to set these boundaries up in our home. We got to make sure that y'all will never use us against one another. And in the midst of it all, listen, this is, you know what? You know, every third Friday, that's family night. We going out to eat. We having family games. Set some boundaries. Set some time for family. Set your boundaries. In your workplace, if you are still working your 9 to 5, and it's fine working your 9 to 5, make sure it stays the 9 to 5. A lot of people bring work home. Children looking, I want mommy time. I want daddy time. Even if it's just sitting on the couch watching TV. They want some time with you.
That's good.
When you are an entrepreneur and you still have to work your 9 to 5 on there, let me tell you a suggestion that I've done. I had to get up early. So if everybody in the household is still asleep, I got to get up a little bit early because I already spent time with my husband. I spent time with my children already. Now I need me time. And it seemed like every time when I try to do what everybody else running around, no, I got to get up early. That means if I got to get up 4 o'clock in the morning to work my business, to get everything that I need to do, to write that book that you're supposed to be writing. There's some authors up in here need to be writing their books, writing their next manuscript, writing this blueprint that God has given unto them, writing their next play, writing the business plan so you can open it up so other entrepreneurs can come right on in and help you. When you write it, the resources will come in. When you do what God tell you to do, everything gonna start opening up. So number 3, it says go. Now you can run with it with confidence. Now you can execute the plan. Now you can do what God tell you to do because you set the boundaries in your home. You set the boundaries with your mind. You was ready and you set and you're ready to go what God has given unto you. You ready to take it to the next level by setting the destiny boundaries to your purpose. When you're setting it, you're making a foundation for your future. You're making foundation for your children. You're making a foundation for the next generation that's coming after them. You're setting these boundaries because you gave them a structure. You gave them a foundation because they saw it in the home. Because they saw it in the home. They saw your worth. They saw your value. So they're not going to let anybody else in the world devalue them. Learn how to set your boundaries. That's part of setting destiny boundaries. This is the quicker version I can give y'all right now.
It was good. That was good. That was good, baby. But look, y'all ready, set, go. Yes. Listen, that was the condensed version that brought it all together. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing that. I see everybody. God bless you. Yes, that was a word in and of itself.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Well, of course, I already knew that you was going to show out anyway. But I love the fact that you brought so many points home because bottom line, we do tend to run around and do so much and we neglect not only ourselves, but our family. It's kind of sort of like we put everybody on the back burner because we think, okay, well, they understand, they know. But at the end of the day, when things happen and you wonder why there's a disconnect, when you wonder why your children are, over somebody else's house eating because you never cook or whatever the case may be, those things happen because you tend to start putting everything else before them. And people always will give you a chance. They'll always show you they want to spend time or they want to get your attention. You'll get warning signs before it actually happens.
Yes, absolutely.
You just got to pay attention to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You definitely have to pay attention to the warning signs. You definitely have to pay attention because when you start seeing something like, you know what, it's too much. I see you on your phone too much. I see you, you dipping out too much. What's going on, brother man? What's going on?
Look.
Oh no, so we need to do daughter mom time. We need to talk. Let's go out and do that. You need to learn how to pick up on them signs. On that, because when you pick up on the signs, you can get everything together when you can catch it early.
Catch it early, exactly. So, and I love that because you're absolutely right. As people are showing you, you got to be have enough discernment, which means going back to spending time. You've got to spend time with God so that He can show you, so that you're in tune with what goes on inside your household, so that you know, okay, wait a minute. Now you used to come home at such and such a time. I see you've been staying out a couple hours a little later, or I know you used to come and do this or ask me about this. You hadn't asked me in a while. Those little bitty things are the time for you to snatch it back.
Snatch it back. Get it together. Set your boundaries. It's very important that you set your boundaries. You know, I had to set boundaries. I let too many people in, and when you let too many people in, too much confusion get in the midst of it, and then you start going their way. And I'm like, hold up, Gloria, you called me to this vision. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not letting their ideas intervene with this one. That when you gave it to me, and now it seems like it's just getting all bigged up and thrown apart. So you have to set the authority and be in the leadership, the CEO of the purpose that God gave you. You have to
Mhm.
learn how to work it and operate it. Learn about the CEO. If you are not a CEO, you better learn how to be that CEO and work. You're supposed to be the CEO in your home, CEO in your business. Everything that you do, you should be a CEO.
Know your
It,
position
know
and
your
then play it
position.
well.
Absolutely. As they taught us in school, you have to dress for your success. You need to be
Yes.
dressing for your success. You need to be walking into the shoes that you want to walk into, that God has given unto you, the position. He already ordained you for it. He already
Mhm.
given you the paper for it. He already put the purpose inside of you. You are already ready, set, and go, ready to go. It's for you to take, what do we tell the little kids? Take one step in front of the other. When you
Mhm.
start taking those steps, watch things start getting opening up. Things, opportunities start calling. People start calling. These things start happening so fast because you trusted God, not man, but you trusted God in this by setting your boundaries, knowing that God is the one that giving you the plan, the vision for you to write it and make it plain and watch others to be able to run with it. Somebody should be able to take your vision after you finish doing what you're doing with it, should be able to run with it, because while they're running with it, God is giving you another vision for you to operate in.
Ooh,
Somebody say, God is not done with me yet.
God is not done with me yet. Put it in the chat, everybody. God is not done with me yet, baby.
He's
Because
not
listen,
done with you.
the best is yet to come.
Because I'm like, you're supposed to, as you get your vision and make it plain and let other people run with it, you're supposed to have been training those people. Don't people supposed to be take those blueprints and be able to run with it so you can operate in the next phase that God has for you. You're
Mm.
not always going to stay in that same position. Every position has to mature and grow and go to the next level. So if you plan on just sitting in that position, if you are a business entrepreneur, everybody wants to know, even when you're trying to get a business loan, the bank want to know what's your future plan.
Mm.
You
That's
can't just
good.
sit there. I just want to help people. Oh no, what is your plan to help people and mature to make money at the same time to help
Mhm.
these people? Because they want to
Mhm.
know, is my investment going to grow? Are you going to grow what you're doing? Are you going to grow in your family? What are you going to do? We're supposed to be
Mhm.
flourishing. The righteous is supposed to be flourished. Each of you
Yes.
are, if a part of God, you are supposed to be flourishing. You're not supposed to be a sit there as a doormat, as a pew sitter. You're supposed to be flourishing in everything that you do. I'm not your typical apostle. I am not your typical preacher. I am
Yes.
Trina E. Hooks, who God called me to be. I'm very transparent. And all I can say is y'all keep on following and go hit my social media on it. And don't forget to follow the Anointing of Christ Ministry also page, because we're going to be going live on that page also. So me and my husband is the
Yes.
same way.
Hey, well, y'all see why uh, Apostle Trina E. Hooks is here, right? Because I already knew she was going to bring it. She was going to break it down, make it plain, but at the same time, give you practical wisdom. You know, a lot of times you hear things, and again, my goal for this summit was to really help you to see some things, but the common thread has been, you know, to know your purpose, to get some healing, and then to have some growth, you know. So just continue to, you know, follow, because like I said, I haven't put anybody on this platform that is here now or that will come later that you can't go follow and get something from. So although, you know, you may have came through me or came through one of the other people, but understand, don't let it stop there. We all can each empower one another to go even further, because like Trina said, you can go far by yourself, but you can go even further with other people. So if each woman can empower somebody else, that means that we all are going to expand and elevate and grow, and we can all do a bigger work, because it's really not about us. Regardless of what you think and what God gave you, it's really not for you, it's for somebody else. So you've got to put that out there. And like Trina said, once you get it, then get somebody who can grab it so they know what to do with it, so you can move on to the next level. And as you're doing that, you help the next woman to move on to her next level. And as we progressively do that, baby, we're going to be outstanding. We're going to be unstoppable. That greatness will continue to get brighter and brighter and bigger and bigger. And that's all that needs to happen. That's why we are here, because we want to make sure that what did we say earlier? I think I forgot who we were talking about. It was like, not on my watch. I think it was Natalie. Not on my watch, baby. You're not going to be sitting here stagnant and not going to do anything. That's why we bring quality people, so that you can hear. Because sometimes it just takes one person. You can be on here the whole 12 hours. One person on here is going to say something that should resonate with you, to not stay in the same place, to get bigger, better, stronger, bolder, ready for even more. Because what God has for us in order to affect change, because the things that we see now is because we have been complacent. It's because we have been just sitting around. But the time has come now for us to start making changes, making moves, making strides to do better, and to have our voices heard. And in order to do that, you've got to be empowered, and you've got to do the work so that you can be ready when your time comes, because trust and believe it will come. So Trina, she's already put up her information. I think somebody else, if you had make sure you put some of her stuff in there. Trina, I think you just posted some stuff, but she's got a book. She does coaching classes, courses, a lot of different things. So powerful woman of God to be connected to. Trina, anything else you want to leave the ladies with before we move on to Miss Jessica?
Yes, I just want to welcome everyone to, if you don't have a community-based home, as far as entrepreneurs, we do have I Am Purpose community membership, and we do offer 7 days free for you to come on in. You can get all the webinars that we do have. Feel free, I'll put the link on there. It's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to join the community. We do a lot of entrepreneurship. We have a lot of leaders that's in there, other entrepreneurs that's there, and sharing and accountability partners that's up there. So if you are interested, you can go right there to that link that is actually in the comment area already, and the bit.ly link. If you go into my website, www.trinaehooks.com, it does not have the 7-day trial on here. So if you want the 7-day trial, go click that link. Also, I want to give away one of my books, my I Am Purpose book. So the first person put down hashtag I Am Purpose will get this book, and just inbox me or inbox Angela.
Oh, Anna got it. Anna, you better go on with your fast typing self. Get it, Anna.
Okay, so the first person, who was the first person? Anna.
Yes, Anna.
Okay, so if you can either inbox me or inbox Angela and give her, send her my information or something like that, or send her give her your address and everything, and I will mail this out for you and sign and autograph for you. If you do not have your I Am Purpose book, please go to my website, trinaehooks.com, and go ahead and order your book. I also have journals, and I also have the Marriage Chronicle book that's in here for those who are married or single. This book has dating tips also in there also. So if you're interested, all 3 of these books are actually on my website. Is there another one?
Wait a minute. I was getting ready to say, look, Lena, you too. I was getting ready to say, Pat put on there, she was typing too fast, and she did, girl. Before Trina got it out, she had already put it up.
I know.
However, Pat, because you did say you were in the process of doing it as a gift from myself, Trina, I'll make sure I get one from you so we can send to Pat Flowers.
Yes. Okay. No problem. No problem. I'm super excited and excited for each and every one of you. But go to my website, www.trinaehooks.com. I will put the information back up there, and make sure you subscribe also to the newsletters, also so you can get the updates of what's going on there. And if you ever want to work with me one-on-one, I do one-on-one, or I do group also, and mentorship also. And we also do have the group membership program also. So go ahead into the website, and the information is right there. It's already up on the link. Pat is asking for it. It's right there already in the chat. I just put it back up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say scroll up a little bit. I think it was
scroll up a little bit, or you can go directly to my website, www.trinaehooks.com. And all my information is on my website. It's my name. Just don't forget the E. in the middle of it, TrinaEHooks.com, and you'll get all that information up there. And then if you want the books, go to the shop and you can actually get the books. And I will personally sign them and mail them out to you. Thank you, Angela, again for this opportunity.
Outstanding. You know I love you. I love you.
I love you too, sis. I thank you so much. I appreciate each and everyone that's on here. Everyone is doing a fantastic job.
Yes.
Y'all keep going. Let's stay in touch. But those who didn't get a chance to see me yet or see the other ladies here, please go back. I don't know if you're going to put a replay out for everyone to watch the replay and everything like that. Stay in touch. Get into community. Remember, you're not alone. You're not alone. Absolutely. You have all your sisters in here, and we will be there to help you and build each other up, because somebody got a word for you that God has designated for such a time as this.
Yes.
So don't think you've been counted out. Don't think that you're alone. Don't think that you have to do this by yourself. God said, I'll always have a ram in the bush, and you never know who that person is.
Amen.